The latest, thank you for your love and support. I appreciate you all. They say when a guest enters your house, he sits where you tell him to sit. But in the Sahel, the guest started rearranging the furniture. They started telling the homeowner when to sleep and when to wake up. But listen closely. The locks have been changed, and in Bamako, the Swedish ambassador was given 72 hours, not 72 days, not a month to negotiate, 72 hours to pack the arrogance of the West into a suitcase and leave. Why? Because the manufactured beggar has died, and his place, a giant has anchored his feet into the red soil of the motherland. If you do not respect the roof over our heads, you are not welcome at our table. This is not a drill. This is not a speech for the cameras. General Abdurrahmani Chani has signed the decree that has sent shivers from Paris to Washington. General mobilization. What does it mean when a leader calls for a mobilization of the homeland? It means the line in the sand has been drawn with blood and gold. He is not just calling the soldiers, he is calling the youth, the mothers, the workers, and the elders. He is saying that the defense of Niger is no longer the job of a few. It is the destiny of the many. A single finger cannot lift a stone. Chiani is gathering the whole hand. He is telling the world that if you want to touch the uranium of Niger, if you want to steal the future of our children, you must first go through 25 million souls who have decided that it is better to die standing than to live on their knees.
The attack on the Biori Hamani International Airport, I said it on the 29th, benefited from the collaboration of the countries I cited, and particularly the presidents of those countries I cited. It is an attack that brought together 10 motorbikes of mercenaries. 10 motorbikes plus an ISGS vehicle and 20 motorbikes from the movement. Boko Haram, Sonal, Iswap, which took up residence in the zone of Sokoto, Katsina, Kebbi, Zamfara, and about which we had alerted the Nigerian authorities at the time. It is these groups that were identified by the countries I had cited. Because if you participate financially, for us, you participate knowingly, and you cannot be offended when we come out to cite your names. The attack cost the sponsors 300 million. $200 million for preparations. 100 million to claim responsibility. Because, if you noticed it, and that is what I said, always follow these people. You will understand when you receive a stone. Where the stone comes from. To claim responsibility, no group was willing to claim responsibility. Contrary to habits. It was nearly 72 hours later that ISGS claimed responsibility. But we know how to go beyond the island, because we have the means to go beyond the island. For him to claim responsibility, he benefited from 100 million cash in CFA francs. It was at that time that he went to claim responsibility, and even this claim to Forcep has been motivated by my intervention on January 29, 2026 at Airbase 101. It was necessary to deny the obvious, and a scapegoat had to be found at the cost of hundreds of millions. And this scapegoat was ISGSI. Maintain, I persist, and Nigerians must be convinced of it. Every time we come out to say something, we do not do it on a whim. We do not do it out of hatred. Even if hatred is the consequence of our outing, to speak, to denounce. We say this because we have elements proving that what we say is verifiable. We have the writings, we have the actors, and we have the means made available to these mercenaries. They deserve no other qualification than that of mercenaries. And their sponsors deserve no other qualification than sponsors of terrorism. And it is this attack that was conducted on the night of January the 28th to 29, 2026 at Airbase 101. Then, at the Yuri Hamani International Airport, where they also strafed planes they found on the tarmac.
They tried to strike at the heart. Explosions at the Yuri Hamani International Airport. They thought they could break the spirit of the AES. But who was behind the shadows? Chiani did not mince words. He pointed the finger at the barking dog of neocolonialism. They claim they are fighting terrorists, yet when Niger takes its destiny into its own hands, the attack intensifies. Is it a coincidence, or is it a desperate attempt to prove we need their protection? The wood borer that is the wood is right inside the wood. We have found the borers. We have found the saboteurs. This mobilization is the fire that will smoke them out of the Sahel once and for all. General Abdurrahmani Chiani, are all in all, is saying it is now or never. And this is the slogan of the AES leaders. This is what they are calling all Africans for. We either stand with them or we perish. And the time has come for us all to unite with our leaders in Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. This is not a time for us to have time for unnecessary things as Africans, because we always try our best to follow things that are of no necessity to us. And these people will make sure they give us trending issues that will take our minds away from the real issue that we need to channel our energy towards. And sometimes when you look at the things that we are so much interested in as Africans, these things don't cause a change in Africa. Neither will it add to our sovereignty or the freedom we are fighting for. We listen and it passes through the other side. And this is the time that we all must unite. This is the time that we, the Africans, must put everything of ours together collectively to fight for the total liberation of the African. The Black Winter is here. We need not be told. And we must all be ready. It will start from West Africa and spread to other parts of Africa. They warn us. And this is the time for us to focus our attention on important things as Africans. A lot of us, sometimes, we focus so much on things that are not necessary. We always go looking for mistakes and not to comprehend the information given. We are the only people that can set ourselves free. Like Captain Ibrahim Traore said, it's either we fight now or we remain slaves forever. The ball is in our court. A lot of us are quiet. We don't want to voice out issues concerning the continent because we want visas to move out of the continent. For 60 good years, they told us we were poor. They manufactured the beggar so they could play the savior. They gave us breadcrumbs while they took the whole loaf from our minds. But look at the mobilization in the streets. Look at the youth of Niamey. Are these the faces of beggars? No. These are the faces of owners. When our all-in-all General Dramani Chani nationalized the uranium, he didn't just take back a mineral, he took back our dignity. The West is perplexed because they cannot understand a man who prefers his pride over their aid. They cannot understand a continent that has finally dropped its anchor and refused to be blown away by the winds of the north. They can never stand the unity of Africa, and they can never survive without Africa. So for that matter, Africa must continue to be under the mercy. The 72 hours are up. The ambassadors are leaving. The mobilization is in full force. The Sahel is no longer a conflict zone. It is a sovereignty zone to the whole world watching. Do not mistake our silence for weakness. Do not mistake our peace for surrender. The giant has anchored. The lion has roared. And as General Chiani said, Black Africa is taking its destiny in its own hands. This is our land. This is our wealth. This is our mobilization. The era of the beggar is over. The era of the giant has begun. We only have 3 nations in Africa that are ready to set the whole continent free. And these are Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. The rest, under the system called democracy, regardless of how much you love that your leader isn't working in your interest. And if they start doing just the same way they are going after the leaders in the Sahel, they will start targeting them. And any leader in Africa, these leaders are not targeting. The oppressor, Yellow Popo, you should know that leader is serving the interests of these people. And Mada Bio, the president of Sierra Leone and the chairperson of ECOWAS, rightfully told us that the leaders have failed. Those democratically elected leaders have failed us because they are protecting borders instead of protecting you, the people. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall. And united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. Let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make Africa great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world in Africa, West Africa, and in Niger.